Hello guys and welcome back to another class of our course about trading the forex, the complete introduction. So in today's class we are going to talk about creating your forex trading strategy. So congratulations, until now we saw what's fundamentals, what's technical analysis, what's money management. So you should have absolutely all the knowledge to be able to create your first forex trading strategy. So my goal in this class is really to introduce you what exactly should be included in a forex trading strategy and what exactly you should look at when you are creating your own strategy. So let's start. All right, so the first thing that you guys want to do when you are creating your strategy is deciding your trading style. So when I'm saying deciding your trading style is, are you someone who wants to trade on the long run? So you are more of an investor than a speculator or a trader. So you want to invest, let's say, on a 1 month period. So you are ready to put your money, you are ready to have wide stop loss, but you are looking for higher profits, really high profits, and you are looking to not trade at all, just place your trade and then forget about it and let it move. Well, in this case, you will look at higher time frames. Your strategy should include, as I said, higher time frames and not smaller time frames. If you are someone who likes stress and who wants to trade, let's say right now, who wants to put the maximum amount of trades per day, you will be a scalper in this situation. And in this case, you should trade really smaller time frames. So you really should decide your trading style depending of what type of personality you have. If you want to trade daily, well, in this case, you'll be a day trader. In this case, you will look at the charts that are in 15 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes. Those are charts for day traders, people who are trading daily. If you're more of a swing trader, like someone who trades once a week, once every 2 weeks, who plays trades for like for a 2 week period, well, in this case, you will look at charts in 1 hour period, 4 hours period, and all this depends on you. So the first thing that you will have to ask yourself before even starting your strategy is what will be your trading style, and how exactly you will trade when you will start your trading career. All right, second thing will be deciding the risk you will take per trade. So in this case, we are talking about a risk in percentage. So how much you are ready to sacrifice on each of your trades, how much of your wallet or of your capital are you ready to put at risk on each of your trade. So let's say, for example, you have $1,000 in your account and you're ready to put at risk on each of your trades, let's say $20, which is 2%. So your risk will be 2% in this case. So you decide your risk and you always stick with this risk. So let's say you make losses, well, you always stay with that 2%. You don't start to overtrade and take a huge amount of risk to try to take back the money that you lost. So second thing, you decide the risk that you want to put on your trade. All right, so when you decided your trading style and you know exactly what type of, how much risk you will take per trade, the next thing that you want to do is decide the importance that you will give to fundamentals. In this case, you will decide if you will use fundamentals in your trading or no. So for example, will you trade when there are major events? Will you, for example, trade on fundamentals? Will you wait, for example, for the GDP of a certain country to appear to trade this news? Will you be someone who will trade news, yes or no? So that's an important part of trading because fundamentals are really, really huge in trading. I don't say that you have to choose to trade with fundamentals or without them. I'm just saying that for the purpose of creating your strategy, you will have to decide if you will use fundamentals as main source of your strategy, or you will just check at them once in a while and your strategy will work with or without them. So you don't really matter. So that's the question that I'm asking you. So that's exactly what you will do. So you decide how much importance you will give to fundamentals in your strategy and if you will trade fundamentals. All right, so when you decided those 3 points, the next thing, you want to create your strategy. So when I'm talking about creating your strategy, it's really from a technical point of view. So you will sit down in front of your charts, you will open up your time frame that you want to trade. So let's say you want to trade on daily, you will open up 15 minutes time frame. And at this point, you will create your strategy. So the strategy could be with indicators, could be only with price action, could be indicator and price action, could be, I don't know, with fundamentals. You decide. Everything, all this is really, really up to you. And at this point, your goal will be to create your strategy. When your strategy is created, so it could be a strategy on long term, short term, mid term, strategy, let's say, that can be traded on a daily basis, on minutes, or a strategy on months. Well, the last thing that you want to do is test your strategy. So at this point, you want your strategy to, you want to be sure that your strategy works. So how exactly will you do this? Very simple. You will backtest it. So you'll simply open up your graph, your chart, and you will backtest your strategy on at least 6 months. And all this will depend on your trading style. So what this means? This means if, for example, you are a day trader, you are trading on 15 minutes chart, well, definitely you will test for at least 6 months. If you are someone who is a swing trader, in this case, I suggest you to test your strategy on at least a 2 to 3 years period, because the more you have data about your strategy, the more you know how your strategy works in the long run and how your strategy will adapt to market conditions, the more you can be sure that your strategy will work. Well, not sure, but the more you will have confidence in your strategy and that it will work in the near or in the future, because in the past it worked. And if your strategy is good and the way that you tested, when you back tested the strategy, it had survived to all market conditions, well, this means that your strategy is good and that you can use it for your own trading. But once again, very important, don't forget to backtest it. So let's summarize everything we saw today. So the first thing you guys want to do is really decide your trading style. So that's the first thing. You sit down, you decide if you want to trade on a daily basis, if you want to trade on, let's say, weekly, bi-weekly, you decide. So that's the first thing you want to ask yourself. And what's your personality? If you're someone who's stressing a lot, well, it's maybe better for you to place one trade every 2 weeks or even one trade every month. So your strategy should be around this. So you will work with higher time frames. Next thing, when you decided this, well, you decide the risk that you will take. Of course, it's going to be in percentage of your capital. So if you have $1,000, well, how much will you risk on this $1,000? Per trade, of course. We are talking about risk per trade, and you will keep this risk forever. Well, forever, for the beginning. Next thing, you want to decide the importance that you will give to fundamentals. So you decide how fundamentals will be important in your trading and if you will use them or no. Then you will create your strategy by the use of indicators, by the use of price action, and by everything that we learned today or in this course. And finally, you backtest your strategy. That's the last part. You backtest it, you open up your chart, you go back at least 6 months, and you backtest your strategy. Even you can backtest it on multiple currencies to verify if the strategy works. Finally, if everything goes well in all this, you can start trading your strategy. And normally everything should go the right way. If, of course, you don't let your emotions get in the way. All right, so that's it for this course, guys. You saw how to build a forex strategy. And in the next class, we are gonna create a strategy together. And I'll show you how you can create it. We'll create the technical part of the strategy. So that's it for this course, guys, and see you all in our next class.